are these people?
I did want to get to some of the Trump administration stuff. We are gonna do boats, but I'm probably running a little long here. I actually set boats to start at 12:15 because I was expecting it's going to take a little longer. We could talk a little bit about what Trump administration's up to, and I'll whip through these quicker. But first off, Florida international workers were directed to secretly deliver equipment to Alligator Alcatraz. At least one operations trailer? What? Huh? Who authorized that?
Yeah, they're doing another one too.
All right. They were instructed to covertly deliver university-owned equipment. Right? FIU's collaboration with ICE comes after the Miami New Times reported last month that the detention facility was built in part by a company whose president is chair of FIU's Board of Trustees. It also comes as U.S. District Judge Kathleen Williams on August 7th ordered a 2-week temporary halt to construction at the site, ruling that no additional industrial lighting, paving, filling, excavating, fencing, or other new structures could be added. So this is an important article about, now you've got FIU providing support from a private university because they're on their board of trustees is who? Who was that again? Let me go back. Board of trustees.
Kathleen Williams?
No, is the president of the company that built the facility. Would probably be Geo Group. Or one of the private prison organizations. Public records obtained by PRISM confirm that senior leadership of FIU's operations and safety coordinated directly with FDEM, the Division of Emergency Management, I can't speak, to deliver specialized university equipment to the detention site. What is that specialized equipment? I don't even want to know. Actually, I do. All right. So that's number one, is that they're getting university local support. Number two, I brought another Truthout article, which was that immigration, again, not a surprise. Dissent and Bloom has been talking about this too. Private prison giants now hold 90% of detained immigrants and aim to triple capacity, which will generate $1.5 billion in revenue for them. So shareholders of Core Civic and Geo Group love all this stuff. All right. And this was, again, out of Truthout. Amid escalating anti-immigrant rhetoric and legislative crackdowns at the state and federal levels, private prison corporations are once again expanding their grip on U.S. detention policy. In fact, today, again, roughly 90% of detained immigrants are held in privately operated facilities, the highest share in history. Again, nothing to see here, folks, right? This industry exists despite years of promises to phase out for-profit incarceration that started in 2016 with Obama and were renewed by Biden when he took office. Unfortunately, these promises focused exclusively on the Bureau of Prisons and excluded immigration detention. Again, how convenient. As such, through their presidencies, most federal contracts with private prison corporations remained untouched in the immigration detention space. How convenient again. Now, with another Trump presidency, the industry is instead preparing for explosive growth. You can look at what their stock did the day after Election Day when it was announced that Trump won. On recent earnings calls, Core Civic executives announced plans to triple the number of beds in their facilities within a few months. That would mean an additional $1.5 billion in revenue for that corporation, more than doubling its annual earnings. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Injustice, growing scrutiny of immigration detention practices has led to reports of abuse, medical neglect, and deaths in custody. Privatization, with the cost-cutting practices that define it, is the structural driver of human rights violations at these facilities. Again, no surprise. So this is a longer article that, again, I will link to in the description. Jack's Page shared another one. This is horrible. ICE arrests a high school student who has a special visa reserved for families that help the U.S. military in Afghanistan. It was a very, very difficult visa
What country are you from?
It was a very, very difficult visa to get, explained the lawyer. It's reserved for people who, at their own peril, assisted American military in our operations. Armand Momand was detained by agents at a court hearing related to a December 2024 driving incident. The case resolution was a minor misdemeanor, which should have allowed him to continue his permanent residency with the rest of his family. Instead, ICE is rushing to deport him just days before he was set to start school at J.R. Tucker High School in Henrico, Virginia. So let's watch this dystopian news report.
Just days before he was set to start the school year at J.R. Tucker High School, 19-year-old Armand Momand was arrested by ICE officers at the Henrico courthouse this past Friday.
This experience has been very traumatic for everybody associated with the family.
According to his immigration attorney, Miriam Arrington Fisher, the arrest was made despite Momand having a special visa that was granted to him because of his family's help to the United States military in Afghanistan.
It's a very, very difficult visa to get. It's reserved for people who are nationals of Afghanistan or Iraq who, at their own peril, assisted American military in our operations in those countries.
Fisher says Momand was at court for charges related to a December 2024 driving incident. He faced multiple charges, including a felony. 2 were resolved and 3 were set aside. Ultimately, he was found guilty of misdemeanor reckless driving and disorderly conduct, neither of which he was given additional jail time for.
Because the vast majority of the charges were dropped and the ultimate resolution was a minor misdemeanor, that he would be released and be able to pick up and resume with his permanent residency case with the rest of his family. But instead, ICE decided to execute the detainer, pick him up, put him in immigration detention, and is now attempting to deport him.
Fisher says this incident differs than those previously executed at local courthouses, explaining ICE targeted Momand specifically.
In my view, it's a waste of, it's inappropriate legally, and it's also a waste of government resources.
Yes, it is. Of course it is. Again, part of the point.
Yep.
The punishment is the point. And finally, I wanted to call note to all that's going on in D.C. I didn't want to ignore it. Of course, we know that there's been like a federal takeover of the D.C. police. The Attorney General of D.C. is suing to try to undo that, but we don't know what's going to happen there. Okay, there was a traffic stop last night in D.C. right near Collin's house. He said, this is literally happening down the street from where I live. Fortunately, I don't have a car, but I'm still worried I might get stopped or questioned just because I'm black. It's happened to me before, and I'm sure it'll happen again. And fuck ICE, fuck Trump, fuck the police, fuck 12, ACAB.
Coming straight from the underground.
1312, right?
Mhm.
All right. So that was our fuck Trump. And here's some of the stuff that's going on around the Trump administration and all the horrors that they're trying to inflict on immigrants, on poor and working people, and now on all the residents of D.C. Thanks a lot for that, Trump. Fuck off. So we're certainly, YouTube may like that segment. I don't know, but we're not monetized on YouTube. We can't get a super chat. We can't get a membership and a subscription at INN.
Right away.
So the ways that you support our network is Cash App, $ Indie News Network, ko-fi.com. Yeah, ko-fi.com/Indie News Network, at paypal.me/Indie News Network, over at indienewsnow.com, that's our news website, and at the Substacks at INNnewsletter.com for the network, and at indiemediatoday.com, which is my newsletter, which houses this show and all of its clips. I love you all. Take care of each other. Support independent media because we really need it more than ever. And I'll see you soon. Love you all. Have a good night, everyone.
We your party.
Mwah. Ciao, baby.
No! We just fucking lost the stream!
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you